Hello, it's Christmas 17, and I just wanted to do another little one of these shares of what I'm thinking, and really for the whole purpose of trying to witness to how the Lord helps individual, ordinary people, and through all sorts of problems, and how wonderful the journey is, and even though it is the cross, there's a lot of joy in it. And I started off a couple of years ago when I started with all this illness, wanting to witness to that, because there's so many people, it seems, perhaps particularly in the Western world, I don't know, that have lost that turning to God and asking for His help and believing that He's there for them in all the nitty-gritty of their lives. And it is still like the Good Shepherd seeking for souls. And I'm not saying anything you don't know, of course I'm not. It's just we have a desire to share these things, don't we? And I suppose not sort of like being on my own quite a bit. I have a desire, I do it this way now because I can't get out and about and catch up with family and friends the same, So, really, what I just want to do is give you a bit of news about where I'm up to at the moment. But primarily give the witness to how the Lord's helped me through the last few very, very unusual and difficult months. And to wish you all the blessings of Christmas, and to thank you for praying for me, if you still do. I'm sure people are doing, because I've never got through this without people's prayers. And try and pray for people as much as I can, because I know we need each other's prayers, and trying offering things up as best we can. So I hope this is okay. It's just for anybody interested in where I'm up to now, because this reached quite a crucial point. But basically, I've been in London since the beginning of October under sort of skin and bone specialist here. In an NHS, but because it was such a complicated situation, my health and stuff, that it was referred down to London, and I chose to come down here and be an outpatient, and I've been very grateful for that, because I think people have tried awfully hard to get to the bottom of it, and to try and find ways of treating it that won't affect other aspects of me that's not so clever. Basically, I'm not going to go into it, but the sort of all those crystally bits that are coming up around all bits of my eyes and the face and everything, causing a lot of problems in the skin and pain and stuff like that, all over now, and causing great problems in the joints and the skin everywhere. And anyway, you know what it is now, and something I've never really heard of, and the condition underlying it and everything like that. And so we're going to do the best. We're doing the best to do it. And in the meantime, if I'm not in hospital, I'm able to be an outpatient here, sort of travelling up and down 2 or 3 times a week. And I'm staying at it's a convent guest house, and which is great. You meet some lovely people. You've got your own space, which is quiet, and that. And then the sisters are great here and that. So I'm very, very, grateful and glad that I'm in this situation. Just as a sideline, in the north we always say they're not friendly a lot in London, but honestly I've found that they are very helpful and friendly. It's been like living with people across the world, there's people from all different countries. And but I know on the tube you don't sit there and start nattering about this, that and the other like you might do on the Manchester bus, but generally I think people are friendly, very friendly, and I've really enjoyed what I can enjoy when at times when I'm able to get out, for an odd hour and so. And wonderful churches, my goodness, and there's one near where I go now, and it's just great, and all the people that go there. met some really interesting characters and gone for coffee with them, you know. It's been quite an adventure, really. But of course it's been very, very difficult with the symptoms all night and a lot and that, and very hard to manage. And if I didn't have my faith, there's no way I could have got through any of this. And because, as you know, there's been other things gone wrong for me this last year, and there was a lot of misunderstandings and things, and I let them go now. You know, I mean, we don't hold on to these things, do we? But we all get them in our lives and part of the cross. I suppose, you know, at the end of the day, I'm very, very grateful for all that, because really, I never really knew that, you know, this hot expression, God alone is enough. Well, I know He's given us people and things and wonderful, you know, in our lives, and that's wonderful. But sometimes, like I experienced at one point this year, it seemed as if, you know, there was only Him, and I just simply had to put my trust in Him, and nothing else, nothing I could do, nothing anybody else could do, or perhaps was there to do. And I learned that it's absolutely true. I learned it through my own experience, and I think that's where we have to learn things, isn't it? That God alone is enough. And I think once I learned that and grasped it, it was like a great liberation. And I just thought, well, I've just got to do my bit, but I've got to just trust Him, you know, let Him lead, and just know, you know, like that. He's a senior partner, aren't we? It's like a partnership ourselves and God, and He's a senior partner, and we do what we can, and we ask Him all the time to please take away anything in us that's, you know, not making Him feel comfortable. That's how I put it, you know. So if you know, you're sort of being self-pity or resenting things and that, we ask Him to help us get over it, don't we? And with no barriers, like, well, I mean, we keep doing barriers, but we keep going back and doing it, you know what I mean? And also I realised that when we say the morning offering, we say prayers, words, joys. We've always got to make sure we've got joys in our life, haven't we? No matter what our situations, or if we're in a strange place or in pain or anything. Prayers, works, you know, just coping when you're sick and looking after yourself and trying not to be too much of a drag on anybody. But, you know, sufferings, yes, but joys too. And the point is, you know, I've done a lot following that principle of getting out of depression, you know, to distract yourself, you know, to watch something, to look at nature, all these things we need to keep ourselves out of getting down, and, you know, and things like that. I've kept up very much. And treating yourself, yes, of course, you know, we need the joys of human, and He gave us them to us, so we don't become sort of morbid or anything like that. And the thing is, so I'm still here, and I'm likely to be here. Well, if they can manage to do something, they're really trying, and they'll keep the effort up, you know, so I'll be here for the foreseeable future. And although it is getting a great degree worse and more difficult to know how to treat it without affecting other parts of me that aren't in great shape, you know. But I mean, to me, it's a wonderful thing that people are trying to help me, that they're listening to me. As you know, I did go through that time where I think perhaps if somebody has had something like depression, people think, oh, well, you know, they're not really physically ill, they've gone depressed again, or they're not really imagining things or something like that. Well, that's a pretty hard one to bear, isn't it? But we can get through that as well. Because of course we always remember that God knows, He knows every detail, He's interested in every detail, which I've never been able to get over. And you know, when we think about this time of the year and how He came into the stable, you know, how God became man. I mean, really, we wouldn't even have to ever know anything more about him, that he cared enough to take on that form and be laid in a manger. Be laid in a manger. I mean, we just spend our whole life thinking of that, and what kind of, how God must be to think of doing that, to rescue us from the mess, the absolute terrible mess we're in, and take it on himself. And if there had been room in the inn, and you'd been given a first-class deluxe suite, I mean, wouldn't it have been so much different? We wouldn't have known he was here with us in our poverty, and our grotty bits. The stable wasn't great, was it? It wasn't one of these pretty little things. It was, animals in it and everything, and cold, I'm sure. There's so much joy, and that's where he wanted to be, and so Our Lady and St. Joseph wanted to be there, didn't they? I think of St. Joseph, I mean, how must he have felt it was his responsibility to find somewhere, wasn't it, for Mary and the Son of God, and all he got was no room, and yet he was so much faith that even though he knew it was, he could have gone mad, banging, saying, "Look, do you realise who I am?" Not listen, He let God lead him. And if he hadn't been born as he was, there would have been so very, very much we wouldn't have known about him. And so very many of us in poor and difficult conditions and across the world would never have known that God got right into the nitty-gritty of it himself. So, we don't need to know any more almost, but when you think of the rest of his life, well, you see, all I wanted to do was to try, because, I know we could say, you shouldn't talk about it, but quite honestly, I think we've got to talk about it, because we come across so many people and they don't even know that Jesus is the Son of God. They don't know anything. They really don't know. And you can't suddenly get faith in something that you've never heard anything about. Although you might get the grace to go and search, I'm sure we do. But I really believe we do need to do this evangelisation, the new evangelisation, and we really need to do it on the internet and anywhere, really. Not being, like heavy in that, but just not being afraid to say, "Oh, thank God, you've been great, you've given us this," or whatever. Not being pious and things. It puts people off, I think, because they think, "Oh, I can't be pious," but natural light, And anyway, now I just want to say that, that my own attitude to my situation now is that I have a great deal of peace most of the time in just leaving it in God's hands, the when, the how, and the where, and that, and praying that I be guided what best to do, because I don't want to leave anything in a mess for anybody else. I am quite happy to be here because God wants me to be here, and I've been blessed with, enjoying people and that around. And I know that my family have got a lot of other difficulties. My poor auntie died and that, and some of my sister's family side are not well at all, And my effort for them really was to just get on with it myself, and do the best I can, and I hope to catch up with them in the new year if I'm able to go and travel in, just to have a quick meeting in the station cafe or something. And with friends who've been able to keep in touch with, texting things, and mainly I've been so aware that we've all prayed for each other, and all our journeys take us on our own, don't they, in the end? And, but we're on our own, and yet we're together. We're united in the heart of Christ, aren't we? And I know this is true for all the Facebook friends as well. And it's a wonderful thing, really. And I'll say the same now as I said then, except perhaps more heartfelt, and my main remaining prayer and desire, which I would ask you, please, if you do want to pray for me at all, to pray for this, And then I'd like to pray for it for you because I can't think of anything more important. But no matter what comes or goes, and at the last minute, we need final perseverance, don't we? That we're able to say, to completely abandon ourselves in a childlike trust to He who gave His life for us and has mercy on us, and especially if it seems He's not there, like it did to Jesus on the cross, didn't it? That's like reversing the original sin, isn't it? Where they had everything, but then they still chose to go their own way. Well, we want to do it with Jesus, where we've got nothing left and we're perhaps totally dependent. That's a wonderful time, the big, big time, to affirm our belief in the fatherhood of God, His great love and wisdom. He permits things that are very difficult at times, but He never leaves us in it, and He bring out much, much greater things than what we went through in it. Always, always, always. So you see, we don't look on the sometimes people do gotty things to us, or we don't look at that. We look at the great love and the one who permitted that, because He gave us free will, and his wisdom in knowing how He's going to bring a greater good out of it. So I just hope, like my old friend Father Phelan said, we'll have a grand time in heaven one day. And please, God, we're bringing other people with us, our dear family and friends, relatives, extended family, people we've ever met, living and dead, that somehow or other if we can keep it up by their prayers as well, that we can also help to draw down grace for them too, by being united with Jesus as far as we can, and asking Our Lady to help us, because she did it every minute of our life, didn't she? We're just hoping we'll really be able to do it at the last anyway. Please, God, that's so for all of us. And the big thing is also we forgive, and we have a heartfelt prayer for anybody who perhaps hasn't done the right thing, because we've all not done the right thing at times, and we want us all to be there having a grand time in heaven one day. So, all the very, very best to everybody, and God bless. Bye. See you again, I hope.